Welcome to Becoming Saiyans,
a Dragon Ball rewatch podcast.
And we're back. I'm Truman.
And I'm Jesse.
And this is Becoming Saiyans, a Dragon Ball rewatch podcast. On today's episode, we watched episodes 50 and 51 titled The Trap is Sprung and Beware of Robot. Some differences from the manga on the first episode is that Commander Red having his portrait painted was exclusive to the anime. Goku, Bulma, Krillin almost falling through the hole and then narrowly escaping the lava is all anime exclusive. And General Blue's fight with the electric eel is exclusive to the anime. Some trivia is that off and on throughout the episode, General Blue's armband is misspelled as B-U-L-E. We were checking that, and it's about halfway through the episode where it gets messed up. Commander Red's painting is blah, 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 blah. Spoiler. Near the beginning, when you see Commander Red being painted, a Red Ribbon Soldier walks in with brown hair, but when he turns to the artist and back, he has blonde hair, and then changes back into brown hair again. The first trap with the spear in the hallway is similar to the Incan temple at the beginning of Raiders of Lost Art, which has the projectiles getting shot through the wall when you step on certain things. Bulma's panties are a different color than in the previous episode, in which they're white. In this episode, they're purple with strawberries on it. Very important things.
Very important
that we had
detail.
to have trivia on. Excuse me. Under normal circumstances, Bulma's clothes would have ignited due to proximity of lava. As Blue walks away from the eel, he's in front of the eel and the hallway floor for a single frame during his walk cycle. Guessing it's just like one of those cut things. Despite Commander Red having red hair in the anime, his portraits depict him with white hair, similar to how he looks in the manga. The edited Funimation dub removed shots of the Blue Court men being speared to death. This includes one of them supposedly getting up and telling him that there were no survivors. Blue's reaction to the carnage is left in, however, and his audience is left to picture the grisly aftermath for themselves. Makes sense that they would cut that out. That's kind of a hallmark of Funimation, is cutting out anything that's bloody or gory.
Bloody, gory, or questionable in nature.
Yep. On the next episode, the differences from the manga. The fight involving the pirate robot is extended for the anime with several scenes of them running back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I have notes about this. And then also the Bulma firing the cannon was new, and Bulma driving a truck into him was new. They're driving a truck into him. Additionally, only in the anime does Goku get his tail caught under a rock while the robot chases them. Again, new episode, new panties for Bulma. This time they're red instead of the strawberry ones. Just want you guys to know, trivia-wise, this is all in the trivia. The pirate robot's body looks somewhat similar to some armor we'll see later on in the show. In the original English release of the episode, the robot had a filter over its voice to make it sound deeper. Remaster took that out. And in the Japanese version, as well as the manga, Blue's concern for diving into the water was due to being unsure of it being freshwater or ocean water, and reluctant to, because that latter might be hazardous for his skin. But then also having to acknowledge that he has to do it, Yeah. They also added a reference in the English version to he forgot to pack his trunks and his field kit and admiring his physical appearance, which is what we saw.
Yeah.
So
It's a version we were watching.
yeah. And so with that, previously on Dragon Ball, Goku, Bulma, and Krillin are ahead of Blue's men as they run. They're trying to jump through the traps. The trap is sprung. We find out it is kind of a Raiders situation where spears get shot at you. Luckily, Goku and Krillin are too small for that to ever matter to them. And then they, use their super strength and stuff to jump across, and then use the power pole to bring Bulma. Blue's men not so lucky. I thought that they weren't dead, but apparently they are all gone. One just survived long enough to say, "Hey, none of us survived," and then died again.
Basically, I think he said we are not immune or whatever to the traps or something.
And then Blue uses his smarts to sneak around the traps, but then finds himself fighting an electric eel while Krillin, Bulma, and Goku set off another trap that makes them almost fall into a pit of lava, but make it out, where they all reach the main opening, the main area. I think they call it the port of the castle. And they run into a robot pirate. And then the next episode is mostly antics with them fighting the robot pirate, while Blue hides and watches and observes and picks up data for a confrontation eventually.
Basically scouts him out.
Yeah, which will eventually lead us to Krillin and Bulma getting split up from Goku because Goku takes on the brunt of the fight, and Blue sends him the other way while he chases them down through a swimming portion under the water, and Goku runs the opposite direction. And that's what you missed on Dragon Ball. Jesse, go for it.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, not bad episodes. Not, it's not a perfect 10 out of 10. I would give these episodes probably a 6.5, 7.
Yeah,
they do what they set out to need to do.
Yeah, they're middle of the pack as all get out.
Yeah, because there's definitely some highs. Like they're not high highs, but there are highs.
Yeah,
and there are lows.
There are definitely lows.
There are definitely some lows.
Mostly, in the first episode, I would say more than in the second episode. But yeah,
the second episode lows are just it kind of being a lot of packing it for time.
Yeah, but before we get there, we do need to go through episode 1. So, I wrote down that Krillin is fully on his getting rich or die trying vibe. So, and before we get too far into this, I want to preface this that I'm playing hurt. I am recovering from strep that I got on Sunday/Monday. So, my voice sounds weird, and I take more breaks. Jesse takes the lead a little bit more today. That's because I'm playing hurt. But
yeah, and for reference, we record this on a Thursday.
Yeah.
We record this on the same day that we put episodes out.
Yeah, it's kind of our scheduled time. And then I love that Red's dressed all formally in his full general commander outfit. So yeah.
I really liked that. I really enjoyed, even though it was filler. It was fun to finally get the knowledge that Red is just a short king.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's tiny.
He is very, very small.
There's an argument to be made. He's about as short, or maybe just 6 inches taller than Pilaf.
Yeah,
he is not much taller than Pilaf.
He's in that height range as Krillin, Goku, Pilaf.
Yeah, but he's also presumably 50 years old.
Yeah,
at minimum.
But when the painting comes around to him, painting makes him look like a very big and distinguished person.
It gives you the immediate understanding that he runs this organization like a dictator.
He has little man syndrome.
Yeah. He's got it. He's got it hard.
Yeah.
Because even when he's looking at the painting, he looks up at General Black. He's like, "I told you not to stand right next to me."
Yeah, because it'll make him look small by comparison.
Yeah, because Mr. Black's really tall.
Yeah.
Which isn't surprising. I mean,
except for in the painting, he's pretty small.
And the painting, he shrunk him down so he'd be smaller than the throne.
Yeah.
It's really good. The painting's awesome. I did enjoy seeing General Red in his actual general uniform. That was actually
instead of his tuxedo Giovanni.
It was nice to actually see him representing the namesake, which was cool. And I thought the uniform looked decent. It reminded me kind of a more cartoony M. Bison uniform from the live action, the first live action Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
The one that was a cult classic because it was kind of bad but really funny.
Yeah.
It reminded me kind of M. Bison, not as heavy on the metals, obviously not as heavily Russian.
Yeah.
But
more Irish, but yeah.
Still giant red uniform.
Yeah. And then we cut back. That was just a little side start to the episode, but we cut back to Goku, Krillin, Bulma, and they run up on a booby-trapped hallway. Which, I mean, you look at it and you're like, this is obviously booby-trapped, but they don't really think anything of it. I guess Bulma kind of is like, hey, this could be a trap, but the rest of them kind of just don't think anything of it. And then Krillin almost gets stabbed by an arrow.
Yeah, almost gets domed by multiple. I think 2 arrows actually.
Yeah, but luckily they're him and Goku are pretty short, so it's aimed to hit somebody about a foot taller than them.
Yeah.
And so
a foot taller than in the side or in the head or whatever. Because you got to remember, Goku and Krillin are the size of a middle, a 5th grader.
Yeah,
an average 5th grader.
They're mid to late grade schoolers.
Yeah,
so
that's the height. So they're very short comparative to what a pirate would be expecting to be trying to raid his pirate cove.
Yeah, you're not really protecting your pirate cove from a bunch of grade schoolers.
Yeah,
Miss Frizzle doesn't exist
I
in the Dragon Ball
was about to make a
universe,
magic
so.
school bus. Yeah. It's like, you're not expecting the magic school bus to bust through the wall.
And if
Try to steal
you
your
are,
treasure.
it's already too late.
Yeah.
If Miss Frizzle decides, hey, today's the day we're gonna go get pirate treasure, it's too late for your treasure.
Yeah.
She already has it. She knows where it's at. She skips.
She stole it. She stole it when she was younger, and she's like, you know what? This might be a make for a good teaching lesson. So she put it back,
So
and
that
then
she
she
could
could go
bring it
back and
back,
get
yeah.
it.
Why can't we just have a normal school field trip?
With the frizz? No way.
Yeah.
I can't sing the rest of the theme.
No, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And then Goku shows off his long jump championship crown, where he jumps 50 feet easily.
50
as
feet like it's
Bulma
nothing.
says.
Yeah, 50 feet like it's nothing. Probably could have made another 50 feet. For
If,
being
if-
totally
and if
honest.
the ceiling wasn't there, he could have gone even further. Because
Yeah.
that's what messed up Krillin was. Krillin had to get to the distance. He had to jump higher, and he ended up
Yeah.
running his head against the ceiling.
And almost falling down and getting domed, but didn't.
But he saved himself.
Yeah.
And then they realize, like, Bulma's like, oh,
I can't do this.
I can't do this. So they just power pole, grab her, and pull her over.
Yeah. Which is really smart. Just
Yeah.
a good way to do that.
Honestly, my thought process would have been Goku jump over, Krillin hold the power pole, Bulma like shimmy, and
Yeah.
then Krillin hold it, retract it, pull him through. That's how I would have done it if it was a video game and I had to get an extra character across.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like if we were playing like one of the Lego games, we have to have one character on one side, one character the other, but you got to get the other character across. That's how I would have handled it. But yeah, I mean for them that was pretty good. So they got it.
we have to compliment a lot of the characters in these two episodes for just being smart.
And competent.
Yeah, like it's nice to see everyone being nice to see not just Goku, Bulma, and Krillin being like competent and smart.
Yeah, because even Blue, like, I mean, his men suck because he's just like, go get them. Like, obviously, like there couldn't be traps because like they just walked through, and meanwhile they just all get pulverized. Just Blue is on his own now.
They all look like porcupines.
Yeah, and I guess they are actually dead. So
Yeah,
but
I made a reference. I was like, man, are they dead? Are they like still alive? Like while
And-
we were watching.
then that one comes back, and you're like, oh, they must be alive. But then he never comes back again. So I'm guessing
And
they
then
are
the
all
trivia
dead.
it said, like, yeah, like
They all died.
They're all dead.
He lost 5 men.
Yeah.
And he took the A squad with him. So he lost all of his best men and all of his second best men in these last few episodes.
As General Red like makes a comment, it's like he's a big reason. Blue's a big reason why the invasion of their fortress, of like their headquarters,
Failed.
It's like, well,
It's 'cause he
now
tried
he's
to
got
do
he's
two-
got to prove himself. Like that
Because he
can
tried
win.
to do 2 things at once. That was the
He's
problem.
overconfident.
Yeah.
Blue is suffering from the same thing everyone else has suffered at to this point. Overconfidence.
Yeah, and the thing is that the last time we saw Blue, like the last time we talked to him, he seemed like he was understanding, like, don't get too confident. These guys just took out all of my other men and everything else. And then
And then in
immediately,
this episode, he's just like, yeah, I think we got this.
yeah, I mean, they must not have their weapons. Otherwise, they would have killed us already. So,
Yeah.
like, they must just be a couple of kids and a girl. Like,
Like,
let's
yeah,
get-
like a man, like a scout comes back, he's like, they're unarmed. And he's like, good, that must mean they left their weapons back. Because that's the only possible way a bunch of kids could have killed a bunch of my men.
yeah. And then, no, it's just that Kung Fu exists.
I think he does start to get a slight inkling, like
Yeah,
when they're
these
fighting the
epis-
robot in the
yeah.
next episode.
Yeah, in these episodes, because number one, the first thing is like, how the heck did they clear this?
Yeah, how do they go past without going through the secret door? Because I was the first one to find the secret door.
Yeah, which is another way of showing his intellect, because he finds the secret door.
Find the secret door in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
He just walks around the.
Yeah, he just like touch. This rock feels wrong. There we go.
Because he immediately, like, once he sees the trap, like the booby trapped hallway, he's like, surely the pirates don't just like
They
perfectly
didn't lock
dance.
themselves in there.
Like, they didn't lock themselves in there and they'll perfectly dance around this hallway. Surely they gotta have a way to go around. So
Yeah.
then he looks for 5 seconds, finds it, presses the button, walks into a corridor, which ends up leading him to an electric eel.
Yeah, but then and then he gets shocked by the electric eel, and then makes it to the other. He kills the electric eel, it seems like, and then he makes it to the other side, and he ends up in the room, and that's where we're gonna leave him at, because that's where he's at the end of the first episode. Jumping back to Bulma, Krillin, Goku, probably one of the worst parts of the episode of these episodes.
Like it's
They fall, and it's not as bad as some
I
of
was
the
saying,
other
like,
stuff.
it's
but-
funny enough to not totally be awful.
Yeah.
But it's still just like, come on, guys.
And it's where we're going through, like Bulma's going through
Especially-
it. Think about it, like this is the day after the last thing that happened.
a day or two after, yeah.
No, it's because
This
it's,
is
this,
the-
it's I would say because yesterday they went and got they went to the island and everything happened, and then they went to Roshi. They spent a day at Roshi's waiting for Krillin and them to come back, and then that evening they fly off to go do it. So this is literally like a day, like approximately 24 hours after she's almost assaulted.
24 to 36 hours.
Yeah, after she's assaulted. Now she's being grabbed by a child. Like, and obviously, like, he's not doing it in a way that he's trying to be perverted. He's not like, let me pull your pants down so that I can hold on better.
No, at least not immediately.
But, like, once it starts happening, he is, like, he's not enjoying it, you know? And that's the problem.
And it's also a problem because, I think as you said in the trivia, this entire part was completely made up for the anime.
It was completely anime
exclusive. So it's like you added filler in the worst way possible, which is like annoying, kind of icky filler.
Yeah, let's make a perv moment. That'll make the episode feel better. It's not worth it. But anyways, yeah, they're like, oh no, there could be another trap. Bulma sets off the light-based like trap door.
Yeah.
And then blames Goku for it whenever they finally do get out.
Well, I mean, which to be fair, it's the Bulma thing to do.
Yeah, but yeah, she sets it off and then she's like, listen, I told you, look, you weren't listening to me.
I told you to be careful, and now look, we almost died in lava.
Yeah, and
it's
then,
like, well, you know what?
It just feels unnecessary to put Bulma in another one of these situations. Like, Bulma has had a bad week now. Bulma's bad day has turned into Bulma's bad, like, half week.
Yeah, because you also have to go all the way back to when she was mad at Yamcha, and the reason why she left town.
Yeah,
so she's having just a nightmare last week.
She seems to be handling it pretty well, but she's going through it.
Because then she also ends up happening what happens in the next episode.
Yeah,
which is a whole other thing when we get there in a second.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to bring up was that, like, child me was always, like, scared to death of electric eels. Like, in every show, like, there was always a plot where your heroes would get stuck in the water and then start getting shocked by electric eels. And they don't even do that in real life. Like, they can hurt you, they can shock you a bit, but not to the point where you're gonna get, like, tangled up and electrocuted to death. Like, it seems like that one's doing to Blue.
Yeah, like, what I know about electric eels in like
it's kind of like static electricity more than it is like actual electric power.
Yeah, like the only way they kill you is if you already have a heart condition, you have like a heart stent or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Like you have one of those things in, and they just shock you. It's just at the right part of your body at the right exact time.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of variables have to line up for electric eel even remotely threaten your life with a shock.
Yeah, most of the time, like, they can hurt you.
At least one electric eel.
Yeah.
Now, if you have, like, 100 electric eels crawling over you and electrocuting you, then you're going to have a problem.
But their singular shock isn't going to be enough. It's going to have some other tiers.
Now, I will
But you watch shows when you're little, it's like, oh my gosh, like, this thing could kill somebody.
But also, they're exaggerating, I think, a little bit of how big electric eels are.
Yeah.
It's like, because they say a giant electric eel. It's like, I don't think, there's like, there might be one electric eel species in the world that I know of that gets longer than like a foot.
Yeah.
Like they're all very tiny because they just shock tiny. Their shock's meant to shock like tiny little like minnow type creatures, and they just eat a bunch of those. Or they mix in fauna because some of them are like herbivory carnivores.
Yeah.
Like,
Omni.
Omni. My brain just blanked on that word.
Yeah. And then the next thing I wanted to point out was like when the robot does show up, really cool design. Like, I don't know. I saw you write something when the robot pulled up, but like I thought the robot looked cool. It's kind of like a monkey face. Like they took like a monkey skull, put it on the robot, armored it up, gave it a machine gun, a flamethrower, a sword, rocket boosters on its feet. Like pretty baller robot.
If they're correct in assessing that this was made, centuries or so ago, which I mean we haven't seen any evidence that this is like the people have messed with this cove and like centuries.
Yeah.
It's really impressive engineering, like because it stands up to Goku. Spoiler alert for how long this next episode lasts. It stands up to Goku for a solid 18 minutes of runtime.
I would say close to 20.
Yeah,
because he gets a few hits in the first episode too.
Yeah,
nothing.
Like Goku and Krillin are hitting it pretty good at the start, and
that's at the start of the next episode. But where they team up to fight it.
But it's taking punches.
It gets
from Goku.
knocked down by a truck. Like a truck rams into it and drowns
the truck,
it.
Yeah, the truck blows up underwater next to it.
And it just gets back up and is like, oh, time to do it again.
Yeah, and it just grabs Goku's foot and drags him in, and then starts shocking him like an electric eel.
Yeah. That's another piece. It has electric eel qualities to its body. This thing is pretty OP. Like and especially being built over 100 years ago. Which
at least,
brings us back to our world, our Dragon Ball universe. So number one, it seems like we live on some sort of Pangea construct. This planet is built into one giant continent, surrounded by water on all sides, with the occasional island out there. And then we also have underwater caves, so the ocean must be quite deep. It must be a pretty big, sizable planet, and it's been around. They're probably 300 years in the future from where we are current day. So, because for there to be a 100-year gap at minimum from cool robot to that, and right now in 2026 now, the robots that we are building do not have rocket propulsion or sword hands or machine guns with flamethrowers underneath it.
The robots that we've seen, like the robots and androids that we've seen in the show, are probably they're 100, 200 years.
I would say the androids are 200. That robot, we could maybe get there in the next 50 to 100 years.
Yeah,
matters on how much we actually put into it, and the world doesn't explode. But yeah, to be
fair,
they
not
are
a lot of confidence in either of us.
Yeah, they are way ahead of us, future technology wise.
But it can also
also makes sense why the capsules exist now. It's not like a diverted timeline from we just decided to make capsules instead of going to the moon or whatever.
Well, I do think there is some sort of differentiating timeline in this world versus ours. Whereas obviously, theoretically Pangea. I do know enough about Dragon Ball to their planet is double or triple the size of ours.
Yeah.
So there's more resources. There's more ability, and it's all is kind of seeming mostly a Pangea, so they can split cultures closer together and things.
Yeah.
And so I do think there are
probably
factors.
their history is not the same as our history.
Yeah, their history is very different to ours.
Yeah.
Some of it will be similar.
But if this is if our timelines match, even if the history is different, they're still 100+ years ahead of us.
Yeah.
And that's why we have capsules, or why they have capsules and we don't. Because they also have flying cars. We've seen that when we went to West City, and we're not there yet either. So but yeah, that just adds another lore to this planet as we're slowly learning how the planet works. Just bringing into the fact that we didn't have robots like this 100 years ago, so that must mean we're barely getting to this level of
in
robots.
100's the smallest estimate.
Yeah.
For how long the pirates have been disappeared.
Yeah.
Because then you get into
because the pirates aren't also riding on wooden boats like you would expect. They have full naval fleets. You know?
a naval fleet, a giant submarine.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
They have that old school technology that's set up where they have a camera system throughout the entire layer.
They have a camera system. Bulma walks into this giant mega computer and is this is ancient tech.
And
my dad would love this.
And it's that's tech from maybe the 60s or the 70s for us.
If even that.
It's tech of the time where they were making the show.
Yeah. It's impressive. This world is really cool. Yeah. And I love it. I love the subtle details you get.
It's things that people don't point out about Dragon Ball, but the universe, at least right now, is really cool to think about, because even once you know more in Dragon Ball Z, there's other planets out there and interstellar travel and all that kind of stuff. But even just Earth or whatever we call the Dragon Ball universe,
yeah, I think Earth is just the easiest.
Call it DB Earth, Dragon Ball Earth or Earth Goku or whatever you want to call it. It's cool to think about all of the ways that this world's similar but different to ours. But that was enough of a tangent there. So next episode, before we get to the next episode, I thought it was really cool they ended on a freeze frame. I love freeze frames.
It was nice.
It's like the whole thing, like, yeah, but instead of like courageous, yeah, it's like, oh no, we're getting shot at. Everybody jump.
Yep.
Goku
Goku and Krillin jump. Bulma was like ducking.
Yeah, but we get that nice little freeze frame.
It was nice. It was a nice little touch.
I love freeze frames. It's always a fun thing for me. I've always wanted to like do one for myself and just like da-da-da, and then like have the music play the credits as I'm just floating in air.
The two things I think about when I think of like freeze frame endings is obviously the Breakfast Bunch.
Yeah.
And then it was like a family. There's like a Family Guy episode. I think it was Family Guy where like Peter jumps up. He's like, yeah, and then he gets stuck in air. But like Brian is sitting there like, Peter, are you okay? I don't know. Get Lois, please. I can't move. Like it cuts to the end of the episode. Brian's like, oh, I'll get it.
Yeah.
I forget what they what he's like saying yeah for.
I don't know.
It's
but
so vividly in my mind.
I just love freeze frames. Then we go to the next episode. 2-person team up. Krillin and Goku fighting against the robot.
For about probably 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, I would say about the first half of the episode is them fighting together.
So about 5-6 minutes.
Yeah,
maybe.
And Blue gets to see like, oh, these guys are like legit. Like they are well trained. They're
very well. They're like well trained like martial artists.
Yeah, because even he like has to sit there for a second. It's like, man, like these guys are good. Maybe they are armed. Maybe they got their 2 guns.
They have the right to bear arms.
Yeah. And
I think I wrote that somewhere. It's like, oh, like, no, I didn't write anything about the guns. But he's like when they leave guns. I think I made a reference out loud.
Yeah.
And I was like, they don't need guns. They got the strong. They got the strongest weapon of all. You being overconfident.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
And then we get the Goku headbutt attack, his signature move, where the first time...
They played 3 times.
They played 3 times. I wrote it down. We played it 3 times.
So hard they played it thrice.
Yeah. And then we get to the part of the episode where it kind of grates on me. If you take the Bulma perv moment, I'm taking this as my least favorite part.
We could just, we could pretty much just... knowing that, we could pretty much say the worst part is... The worst 2 parts is the Bulma
perv moment.
The unnecessarily added to the anime Bulma Krillin perv moment.
Yeah.
And then the obviously padding for time.
Yeah.
Them getting chased by the robot.
So to explain this to you, Goku is running as the robot's skating on water, shooting at him as he's on the upper level. Well, the first it's also going up the stairs and everything. Yeah. It's just like, wait just a second. He's just running. And then it's shooting, and then the robot runs into the wall. They're like, yeah, we got it. Then the robot's like, not yet, and pulls back out of the wall, and then does it again. It's the exact same footage.
Yep.
And then it does it plays that footage for like another minute and a half, where it's just back and forth, and then they have Goku turned the other way, like they flipped it. So he's running the opposite direction and doing the same thing. And there are moments in that where you can tell the cut where they rewound, cut. Like the cuts are very noticeable. It's like jarring watching it.
And the only time it stops is when they show Bulma and Krillin getting the idea to like, well,
shoot him with a cannon.
Krillin getting the idea of like, oh, there's a cannon on the submarine. Because there's a submarine in this place.
Yeah.
There's a cannon on the submarine, and so they run up the gangway.
That's on that naval boat. I don't think that was the submarine. It was on like the naval boat.
No, I think it was just a submarine.
Okay.
I think it was submarine.
It kind of looked like a naval boat to me, like an old school like World War II type of boat.
I think it's a submarine. Because it had to be a submarine to get out.
That's true.
But like they run up on the submarine, and they like grab the on ship cannon, and they aim it, and it takes them a few like. Probably 30, 45 seconds to aim it, like till we're almost there, and then they shoot it, and like, yeah, we killed the robot, and then it's just like, nope, you hit Goku, which wastes another minute of Goku.
Yeah, and then the robot being like, oh, you want to shoot at me? Let me just fly down the water, as they slowly try to recalibrate it, and then he just disappears from view. He's beside them. They turn it. They shoot him. Yeah,
he like dodges out of the way.
Yeah. But they finally do get him, and yay, the robot's dead. But no, never mind, it's not actually dead. This robot's formidable as all get out. And then Goku, is this where Goku falls and gets like crushed by the rocks for a bit, or is that a little bit later?
So I think
I kind of lost track because this fight just
drags on. So then, so the robot jumps up on the ship to like attack Bulma and Krillin. They try to shoot it a second time. It dodges out of the way. It's getting ready to attack him, and that's when Goku's recovered and like he jumps back from the railway he was running across.
Yeah.
Like punches the robot or whatever. Bulma and Krillin like run off the boat just in time to like allow Goku and the robot to hash it out for a few more seconds, probably another 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then they land
Bulma
back.
hits it with the truck.
Yeah. Then
okay.
the robot and Goku land back, and like Goku's starting to like get close. This robot's coming up to like try to get some finishing blows on Goku. Yeah. And Bulma's like, "Not on my watch." Hits it with a truck, which again, this moment takes way too long. So like you see the truck start coming, and it like plays the robot's face. And then the truck is still coming, and it plays the robot's face. And then Bulma jumps out of the truck, and it still plays the truck in the robot's face. And then the robot gets by the truck. And then you see the robot get dragged by the truck, like, at least 60 feet. Which, what we know about this robot, it could have easily thrown the truck. It could have easily dodged the truck.
Yeah.
But the ham up the thing, at least 60 to 90 feet, gets pushed into the water off of the submarine. Truck blows up, like, oh, we did it. We saved the day.
And then, okay, let's leave. Let's go find the Dragon Ball now. Okay. And then Goku gets grabbed by the tail and gets pulled underwater, electrocuted for 2 minutes.
Yeah, not that long.
No, not really.
Probably about 30, 45 seconds. And then he, like, rips the tail off. And, like, Bulma and Krillin are like, oh, my God, Goku's going to die. Yeah. And then Goku, like, jumps back up out of the water, lands on the railing that had been shot by the cannon. And then that's when it's like he's like super exhausted. He has been beat.
Yeah,
this is probably the most damage he's taken since the Roshi fight.
Yeah,
for being totally.
Because like even in the White fight, outside of that one shot, this is the most continual damage that he's taken.
This is the longest, most like toughest like fight he's had since the tournament with Roshi.
Yeah.
In the finals, and so then he like lands on the railing. Then the railing collapses, and he like lands down. And like, oh,
and
okay, he's fine. Like and then he gets landed on his tail, freaks out. Krillin's like, that's gonna hurt. And then is like, oh, at least Goku's okay. Wait, Goku, look out! And then he gets collapsed on with a bunch of other rocks.
It reminds me of those scenes where like somebody is like falls down and they try to reach up to grab something and they pull like the shelf off and it's like bump 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 bump. Bowling ball pin.
It's literally the Home Alone moment where like Marv, I think it's Marv, goes to like turn the light on in the basement and he gets hit in the face with the heater, like the iron.
Yeah, but it's like iron. Multiple things, so you know.
I think it's more from Home Alone 2, where he's like in the basement and he like grabs like a rope and it pulls a whole bunch of crap down on top.
Yeah.
Of him. But it's just
I was thinking of like Big Hero 6 too, where like Hero like is trying to stay away from Baymax in his room and he like falls down and then tries to get up and he like grabs the shelf and then it's just like everything on his shelf falls off one at a time perfectly. It's like ow, 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 ow. Okay,
yeah,
finally,
it's perfect.
Ow.
Yeah. There's so many good gags like that all the time, and that's what it feels like in this moment.
Yeah.
But then, and then the robot chases Bulma and Krillin into the building where they find the.
I will say at this point we finally get back on track and we stop wasting time in this fight.
Like, this is when we actually start to get like somewhere. This is where the fight starts to move somewhere, where we're not just like punching basically the robot has become a punching bag at this point.
Yeah.
Where we just punch it, but we can't kill it.
Yeah.
This is when it actually starts to feel like we might be able to do something about the robot.
Yeah, where they're like, okay, we can't beat it. Goku's giving it his all.
We like run into the command center, which has been teased for the last couple minutes. Of the episode.
Off and on they'll be like, it feels like somebody's watching us. And,
like flash to the command center, like,
oh,
someone's sitting in the chair.
You see the pirate hat over the chair, like, yes,
someone's still alive.
No, he's dead.
And Blue's been watching this entire thing, and every now and then you'll cut to Blue, and he'll like make a comment like, "Oh man, wow, this is really tough."
Yeah.
Like, just really small comments. Just be like,
Blue's
still here. Don't forget about Blue. He's still here.
Don't forget, there's also a mystical character hiding in the command center. Except for my theory is any of the pirates that are still left down here were killed by this pirate robot that went rogue. Like this robot was meant to be a defender, but then its programming got bugged or something, and it set off to the point where it's the only pirate and everything else is the bad, and that's why there's a lot of stuff down here, but there's like no other living being. Is because like over 100 years ago, this robot went rogue and just started killing everybody down here.
Yeah, like
Because like all these pirates have like knives in their chests and stuff, and it's like, who did that?
Did they kill each other?
And didn't take the treasure? And it's like, well, the robot would because it's guardian. It's the guardian, the temple guardian.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good theory. It makes sense.
I don't know if we ever get that confirmed, but that's just kind of my working idea.
That's where your brain goes when you see this part.
Yeah.
I get you. No, but like, so they get up to the command center. Bulma's like, okay, well, this is ancient tech, but I might be able to hack and like turn the robot off here.
And at this point, the robot's like, okay, no more machine gun. This isn't working. Let's rip the machine gun off.
Because he loses track of them, but he knows they're in one of the rooms.
Yeah.
So he just goes room by room, just
torching it.
Yes, he goes room by room like a flamethrower unit on a Japanese island that we're taking, like in the Pacific in World War II.
Yeah.
Like they're just taking a flamethrower and blasting every hole they can find.
Yeah. And so he does eventually break into the command center, but just in time, Goku has sprung back to action, power pulled up to the top, let them down. The robot's chasing them, doesn't know that Goku's there. Yeah. Goku goes up to the roof, tells them to GTFO, get the freak out.
Which starts them getting the lead on Goku, which comes up later at the very end of the episode.
Yeah, but then Goku's like, I'm going to wait for it to come out, and then I'm going to finally beat this. And what I thought was like, oh, so you're finally going to use the Kamehameha, because obviously that's the way you're going to beat the robot. And it's like, no, I'm just going to punch through it with the force of jumping off a building.
Literally, I wrote Goku from the top rope. And he comes down He
just comes down, Superman punches through it, and it just caves in the whole body. Explodes behind him. It's the cool bat.
We should also know
superhero landing.
As as Krillin and Bulma run out of the room,
Blue's like,
Blue's like, okay, I can chase him. I can get the Dragon Balls now because Blue has also realized like I could probably take Krillin in a fight. I can definitely take Bulma in a fight.
Yeah, we can assume at this point he's assessed the situation and knows who the threat is.
because he does also do something really smart, which is like Bulma and Krillin get to like a crossroads,
and they've been trying to trying to keep Goku. They don't want to lose Goku.
Yeah, because they know it's easy for Goku to be lost. So they think back to all their training with Goku. What's something that Goku can easily follow? An arrow on the ground.
Yeah.
So Krillin draws an arrow pointing in the direction they turn.
Yeah, and then Blue comes by and is like,
this will be funny, and writes an arrow in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Because again, Blue has realized I can take these two. Goku will probably destroy me.
Krillin will be formidable, but I can beat him. Yeah. And Bulma poses no threat.
I feel confident enough to take him. And from what I can tell, Bulma is just kind of
there for the ride.
Bulma is the brains.
Yeah, Bulma is along for the ride. And so I've assessed the situation that Goku is the top threat. Let's send him the opposite direction.
Let's send him as far away from me as possible. So even if he does recover, I've probably already won the fight.
Yeah. And then that was the part where for me I was like, and then they get to the well, they have to jump in the water. And at first I was like, what? Why are they wearing different clothes? And I'm like, oh, they're wearing their undergarments. They took their clothes off. Yeah. So now they're going to be naked nude when they get out of the water the next spot. Yeah, they're going to be wearing their undies when they get to the next spot, And then Blue gets his little scene where he's like, ugh, water. I don't like water. I don't want to get wet.
Not to jump in the water. Ew,
I guess this is the only thing I can do, though. Rip shirt off. Oh, man, I'm fabulous.
Yeah, look at my bod. Look at my bodacious bod.
It says it's saying to nobody. I'm talking to myself. But, man, who wouldn't want to eat ribs off of my ribs? You know what I mean? And then jumps in the water. And then, meanwhile, Goku's running. He's like, man, Krillin is not faster than me. And Bulma is slow as all get out. How have I not caught them yet?
Like, Goku's realizing it, but he's like, oh, well, they must still be ahead because
They must have gotten a bigger head start than I thought.
Yeah.
Maybe they found a car or something. And so he keeps running.
And that's
kind of where the episode ends. Which, like, as we talked about it, my opinions on it got a little bit higher. Because at first I was like, man, these episodes kind of were garbo. But as we talked, not awful, not like a couple episodes ago.
Not Bulma's Bad Day.
Not Bulma's Bad Day. Yeah, not Kame House Found, where they're both like one's horrible and one's meh, and so it brings the whole episode down.
One has probably the worst. I would say top two worst parts of the entire show so far.
Yeah, and the other one is just boring. But yeah. And then the other one was just boring, where it's like those are the worst two episodes ever so far.
Two episodes stretch of the podcast.
Yeah, this one is like Yeah, these aren't good episodes, but they're fun and they're fun enough.
They could be a lot worse.
They can be a lot worse. Maybe I'm seeing it through bad day tinted glasses, but these ones aren't half bad. I do feel like overall the Blue saga has been kind of the weakest saga. I don't know if you're feeling that.
Yeah, it definitely feels weak, and I do think that comes from the fact of like they made it an entire saga based around just fighting one general.
Yeah.
Which some of the other sagas were based around doing at least multiple different things.
Yeah, where like
especially the one general who's kind of just annoying.
Yeah, because you got if you're talking about like ranking sagas at this point, you have the Red Ribbon Army saga where you get silver and white. Before that, you have the Tournament saga where you get the whole introduction to Krillin, the training arc, then the tournament, and then before that you get the Pilaf saga, and you've got Pilaf, and you've got the whole A plot of finding the Dragon Balls. But every couple episodes, they're finding a Dragon Ball and like having to deal with a bad guy, And you get Pilaf, who's one of the probably in my rankings, he's the highest ranked villain so far in his crew, And so you get all of them. And so, like, that saga, like, those sagas just had a lot more going on. Meanwhile, this one, we're going to be going after, it seems like, a single Dragon Ball.
A single Dragon Ball in a Pirate Cove.
Yeah. And we've got one bad guy.
And we don't even get to the Pirate Cove immediately. We waste the first couple episodes of the saga
setting up this new bad guy.
Ruining
Bulma's
sense of self. And just waiting on the Kame House Island for an entire episode.
To set up an episode 2 episodes down the line where they have to, like, fight at the Kame House.
And then the fight's super anticlimactic because Roshi's just the strongest being in the universe. Still at this point.
Yeah.
He's just barely stronger than Goku, but that makes him the strongest being in the known universe that we know of.
The strongest being on Earth at this moment.
The strongest being that at this point, if we were watching this as this was coming out, the strongest being in the universe that we would know of.
Yeah,
because obviously now we know what happens later.
And at this point, we don't even know that it's a universe. It's just the Earth, you know? So at this point in the show running, Roshi is the strongest character on Earth that we've been introduced to.
Strongest character in the show.
Yeah.
Put it that way. So, like...
Yeah, he's got a wild card and launch on his side. So
wild card and launch, and a turtle who's just kind of...
there.
He's a dude.
But, like, you know, Roshi can carry enough for all of that, basically. He beats them all but one by himself.
And the one that he doesn't beat... is
the wild card takes.
Yeah, captures chill launch, and the turtle just comes up and makes her sneeze, and then she just beats the crap out of him.
But, that again, we just have wasted a lot of time in these episodes.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's not... Oh, I'm not going to say these episodes are a waste of time, but they are definitely wasting time.
Yeah.
It's like one of those where, like, these 6 episodes we've watched so far of this arc could have made a really good 3 episodes. Like,
there's so much of these last couple episodes that we've watched that could have just, in the simplest, most insultory terms, you know,
could have been an email.
Could have been email.
Yeah.
Could have been email. You could just made an email.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because like I could break them down for you. Like, episode 1, Goku and Bulma find out where the Dragon Ball is. Episode 2, they realize they can't get to her right now. They need a submarine, so they go to Roshi. I'm cutting out the bad stuff, you know. Episode 3, they get there, or, you know, they get there. We'll make it one episode, okay? So episode 1, they go to find the new island. Roshi, they like realize they can't get to the water. They don't have a submarine.
They head to Roshi.
They go to Roshi,
and that's the end of the first episode.
And then in the second episode, Roshi's like, "Yeah, here you go." And Krillin's like, "Oh boy, I can come with you." Meanwhile, we're seeing the Red Ribbon Army in a B plot be like, they've left. They got to our island and then they left. What happened? Blue's like sends a troop over, finds the Kame house. This is all happening behind the scenes.
And then you have the mid episode cut. then when the episode comes back out, you can just skip.
Krillin.
You can skip doing all the Krillin Goku stuff. Then you just like watch them go invade the island.
Yeah, you've got Blue and them go into you got Blue sending an army to the island, and then he sees that like he sees Goku, Bulma, and Krillin going to the underwater to the Dragon Ball. So he's watching the report of the island fight, then decides to go act. That way it makes more sense for Red to be like in this episode, or these episodes being like, he already messed up on this, you know. because he didn't oversee it,
Yeah.
So that way he's watching it from his command center. Then he goes to get them. That's why he's behind on schedule with them. We don't have all the antics of them underwater. Or you can keep the antics of them underwater. And that way, by the time Blue gets there, he gets to the cove about the same time that they get to the cove. But they've been there for a little bit ahead of time.
Yeah, exactly.
And he can see, like, okay, so the master is, formidable. So we... this is us just rewriting it. And then in episode 3, you've got all of what happened in these 2 episodes. And there you go. Like, we cut these 6 episodes down to 3. And that's cutting out all the bad and all the filler. Like,
now, might we miss a few funny or decent, fun moments to laugh at? Probably.
well,
But
sorry, Turtle Jr., I left you out of the screenwriter or the
oh
screenplay
man,
for
Turtle
this,
Jr.
but-
Turtle Jr. MVP.
Yeah, but...
See, Turtle Jr. is the only justifiable reason why all these episodes are so long.
Oh, yeah,
We
exactly.
get to see Turtle Jr.
That never
They just
comes
had
up
to-
again. The Kame House gets invaded and Turtle Jr. is nowhere to be found.
Well, he's hiding with Turtle Dad.
Well, Turtle Dad helps. Meanwhile, Turtle Jr. is just gone. Like, he just disappears from the episode for some reason, And so, for me, it's just at least the Turtle Dad's there. Turtle Dad does something. It just seems like Turtle Jr. was a completely added for no reason
Added
to these
just for cuteness.
episodes.
It was
yeah.
added for cuteness.
Yeah, just like those stupid snow moles from the Muscle Tower episodes. But anyways, real quick, Jesse, before we get too far off base, we can try to get into our closing parts. You said that Blue would set up and spring a trap. You were wrong.
I was right.
But you were right about your second one, where it says pirate robot. That was correct. So you.
I couldn't remember if I predicted pirate robot or if I predicted, them having a robot.
Yeah, you put pirate robot.
Okay.
That's what I wrote. Literally pirate robot. So I feel like if there was any mess-ups there, we would have different stuff there.
We'd know. Yeah.
And going into it says beware of robot as the episode name, so I guess you just kind of thought pirate robot. All right. So going into the next 2 episodes, they're named episode 52, The Pirate Treasure, episode 53, Blue, Black, and Blue. What do you think is going to happen in The Pirate Treasure and Blue, Black, and Blue, Jesse?
So pirate treasure in blue, black, and blue. Well, I think they must get to the treasure room. Someone must get to the treasure room. And I'm going to assume it's Bulma and Krillin, and Blue get to the pirate treasure room.
Okay, Bulma, Krillin, and Blue get to treasure room. All right, what's your next guess, Jesse?
I'm going to guess Blue waits until they find the Dragon Ball, and then he jumps them in the pirate treasure room.
Blue waits for DB and then jumps them. Okay.
And then from there into the next episode, towards the end of the episode, Goku probably realizes oh wait, something's wrong, and he turns around and starts trying to rush.
Yeah.
As Krillin is having to hold General Blue off just long enough to make sure that they can possibly win.
Okay. Krillin holds Blue off as best he can. Until Goku shows up and beats up Blue.
Bleed the Blue, which is where blue and black, or black and blue,
Yeah.
whatever
Okay.
happens.
Is that what your guesses are then for these episodes?
That would be my guesses. At this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We still haven't gotten the 2 Dragon Balls for Goku that we assumed were going to happen in this episode. In fact, in this saga, he's already lost 2. They're not lost forever, but he does not have 2. He's -2 on this adventure.
He currently does not have 2 in his possession.
Yeah. So right now he needs to get 4 to get back up to +2. But anyways, Jesse, we kind of already said it, but our worst part here is Bulma's pervy moment in the
Bulma's
lava,
pervy
and then runner-up, the extended rerun of the robot shooting Goku running scene.
Yeah.
Jesse, that being out of the way, what was your best part?
I'm sitting there thinking, I think it was entertaining, at least to me, to see a couple different parts of this episode. Because I did kind of laugh at the very beginning of the pervy moment.
Yeah,
And
when
then
it first happens, it's
Yeah, it gets
that's
really
kind of funny, but then it wears its welcome really fast.
Yeah. And so I'm definitely not gonna give it to that. Watching the henchman in the trap is pretty good. pretty
Yeah,
good
that
moment.
like seeing them running and knowing it's gonna come, like that was pretty good. It was one of those like we know what's gonna happen.
Getting to and also I'll say a sneaky one is getting to see like General Blue actually show that like he is formidable when he locks in with with the eel, because he's getting shocked like heavily by this giant eel. He's wound inside of it, getting shocked, and then he just breaks out of it and then just snaps its neck.
Yeah.
And kills it. It's like, that's impressive.
Yeah, he's not formidable. He's just not as formidable as what we've seen before, which means he's a minor threat to our group of people. He's a pretty good threat for Krillin and Bulma, but as long as Goku's around, he's not much of a threat because we know what Goku can do.
Yeah. Goku will probably one punch him.
Yeah, if it even takes that,
Yeah.
But I guess my best part, honorable mention to Krillin getting to have a team up with Goku in the fight against the robot to start. But I'm going to give it to the robot. I found the robot to be really cool.
Robot's hilarious.
Robot is so cool. Like, I loved it. It kind of looked like a Scooby-Doo villain at points.
Especially the way they had it sliding around on the rocket booster.
Yeah. It kind of felt like a Scooby-Doo villain, where like a Monster of the Week in Scooby-Doo, but then it also looks really cool. Like it has the monkey face, the cool armor. I thought it was going to be introduced as Android number 2. It was going to start talking because it had the 2s on its legs.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be like a cool reveal, like Android 2, And then Goku can like befriend another android. Like, I thought the wider range of weapons and how difficult it was to beat made it a really cool villain for these episodes.
Yeah.
Like it was more formidable than Blue will be. Like
it definitely felt like that.
so I'm gonna give it to him. And so with that, like, thank you guys for listening so much to Becoming Saiyans, a Dragon Ball Rewatch podcast. You can reach out to us at becomingsaiyans@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us or you can subscribe to our YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on TikTok, all at Becoming Saiyans Pod. If you don't know how to spell Saiyans, I realize I haven't spelled it for them in a while. It is SAIYANS. So that, in case you didn't know how to spell Saiyans, which, I mean, if you're watching us, you probably will. But if not, like, that's how you spell it. You can find us out on those places. We're looking forward to getting through this year. And after we closed last episode, we realized that if we keep up our pace, we will probably be done with this about the time that next year ends. Or that this year, 2026, ends. We should be done with Dragon Ball proper, which is pretty great to think about. And so with that, I've been Truman.
And I've been Jesse.
And the journey continues.
Bye.